You are capable of winning races, but you can't do it alone. It's time to elevate your game to the next level with RMR Driving Academy. Richard Murtaugh is the longest-running setup builder on iRacing with nearly a decade of experience. With a combined 13,000 rating across 2 accounts, Murtaugh has helped more than 20 drivers advance to the World of Outlaws Pro Series. Log on to rmrdrivingacademy.com or find them on Facebook and Instagram.
Welcome back, everybody. Monday Night Thunder rolls on. 410 Outlaw Sprint Cars brought to you by RockinK Logistics. Session number 2 for the evening. Big block modifieds already finished and put away. We moved to Knoxville Speedway. 410 winged sprint cars. And we got 24 of them, 25 of them, 26 of them. Already signed in. 30 laps on the half mile. The undisputed mecca of sprint car racing. Don't care where you're at, what you're doing, which service you're on. If you're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or Trovo, say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. Shout out your favorite driver. Already see Twitch, Cyber Yellow. Oh my, they're filling up. There's 30 guys in here now. At least 30 guys in here now. I wonder what Dean Reynolds is going to be driving tonight. I got no message. I got no prior knowledge of what Dean Reynolds is going to be sporting tonight for his throwback, because he is the king of the throwbacks. And I guess, according to Mr. Reynolds, he does that at my behest, because I love to see those old paint schemes back on the racetrack. So, Deb King in here watching the Tiny Dancer. Drivers have cleared the track. They're ready for their short drivers meeting before we go to heat racing. No qualifying. These guys pill draw for their starting spot in their heats. I think we're going to have about 4 heats tonight. That is going to be amazing. We're going to have a great night of racing tonight. Right here on St. Patrick's Day. So, cheers to you with your green beers if you're partaking while you're watching. And if not, well, cheers to you anyway, just because. Hope you're wearing green, otherwise someone owes you a pinch. Quickly remind you that tomorrow night about 8:15, 8:30 Eastern, we'll go live for ERA as they kick off another season with the pavement late model stock cars. And then Wednesday night, the Midwest Truck Series will head for the road course, the multi-elevation road course at Lime Rock Raceway Park. And that should be an exciting one to see the trucks getting around that circuit before we call it a week and go do a whole bunch of other things and then come back to you Sunday evening for the Midwest Dirt Late Model Series. So, going to be fun for sure. I don't care. I know April the 4th on Thursday nights, Netcode Esports Mighty Midget Series will be back in action on the Dirt Racing Network 2025B season. I think our guy, Craig Silby, sporting all the DSRL, DRN, and DSSN logos on the car, won the championship in 2024A. But that is going to do it. We are ready for heat racing action. Let's get ready to get down here and start looking at our starting lineup. This is how we're going to do it. It's going to be the 00 of Terry Mustard making his debut in the RockinK Logistics 410 Outlaw Series at DSRL on Monday Night Thunder. He'll have the pole for Heat 1. Jake Boxell in the 44 will be next to him then. The Flying Buckeye, the 54 of Matt Westfall inside row number 2 next to Anthony Marano in the 32 car. Matt Grimm, the 91, row 3 inside. He's got the high side hustler, Braden Eiler, in the 5 car to his outside. And then your back row for your first heat. Multi-time DSRL sprint car champion, Trevor Royer, inside next to the 21 of Garrett Boyd. Terry Mustard Jr., we used to see him on Tuesday nights over with the PRO guys. And I am very excited to see some of these guys venturing out and taking themselves into other series. He's got his hands full. Westfall, Marano, Grimm, Eiler, Royer, all in this one. It's going to be a fun one for sure. So the lights are off on our pace truck. It'll get out of the way down here in turns 3 and 4 as soon as he does. And we reach the beginning of the opening for pit road. These guys are free to go. They do not have to wait for the green flag. In fact, we encourage it because it gives us a lot cleaner starts in these races. Pace truck will jump up on that berm, and he is going to race to get out of the way. And Mustard, perfect start. He'll grab the point. I think I saw Westfall get out of shape. Jumped on the throttle of the car, spun a little bit. He had to pedal it and grab a little bit a steering wheel to get her straightened out. Mustard and Boxell 1-2. Here comes Braden Eiler. I said the high side hustler, and look where he's running. Right out by the cushion. Going to cut it inside on Boxell down the backstretch. He'll move himself to second. Matt Grimm follows him right through. Drop Boxell to fourth. Battle behind that. Morano, Royer, and Boyd all together. Matt Westfall has problems, and it's taking the 54 car to the infield. He'll have to come out of one of the B mains tonight to try to make his way into tonight's feature. Mustard keeping it out front, but here comes Eiler. Slider forthcoming, and boy, that was close. Right across that push bar. I bet they drugged those two pieces of chrome together. I didn't see sparks. 3 wide coming out of 4. Halfway home, and Braden Eiler now goes to the point. Grimm around into second. Mustard will fall third. Top 4 automatically making it into tonight's A main. And that 4th place car right now, well, it's your multi-time champion in the sprint car division at DSRL, the 90 of Trevor Royer. Boxell and Boyd battling for 5th and 6th with Morano in 7th right there together. Eiler now out in front. And Braden Eiler sees the 2 to go signal. He'll come out of 4 down the front stretch, and the white flag will fly on heat number 1. Eiler jumped into the fluff, kept the car under him, didn't open up the gap, but he didn't lose any ground either. He'll get into 3 and 4. The 5 car going to the A main. He'll take the 91 of Grimm, the 0 of Mustard, and the 90 of Trevor Royer with him. Boxell, Boyd, Morano, and Westfall all have work to do coming through B mains here this evening. So we're going to get ready for our second heat race, and we're going to line them up. Kicking off heat 2 like this, it's going to be the Little Hurricane, Mason Hannigan, the 1X on the pole, with Christopher Haddon, new driver in the series, in the 52 on his outside. Chris Lebeski, the 66, row 2 to the inside, and he's got that guy. He's got the throwback guy, Dean Reynolds, the 79 on his outside. Gavin Chatham, the 24, row 3 to the inside. Next 2, wow, Robert Satterfield, the double 5 in the house tonight. We haven't seen him in a minute. DSRL competition. And then your 4th and final row, the 98 of Ryan Padgett and the 24 of Noah Bowman. 52 car, a little bit slow on the trigger, getting rolled out. Yeah, Chris Haddon having a problem. Car did not fire. So the 1X, it's blue, everything on the inside against that aluminum chrome color. And then on the outside, everything is exactly the same except it's red. He's confusing as heck if you're not paying attention. When he's going down the front stretch, you see one thing, and when he's going down the back stretch, you might lose him in the crowd. I think he enjoys that. Enjoys all the confusion. Chris Haddon still has that car sitting on pit road, so they are going to line them up. I don't know how we're going to line them. I guess these guys are all going to have to work their way, figure out that they can move up. Robert Satterfield. We haven't seen Robert Satterfield in a hot minute here in competition, so see what he does tonight. But Hannigan in the 1X. It's going to get us started here in turn number 4. Top 4 automatically transferred to tonight's A main. Everybody else is going through the soup to get there. Hannigan getting things started. Green flags in the air. Reynolds slides right into second spot, right in front of Satterfield and Sebeski. And Sebeski's in the 21, not the 66. It's 66 on the program, 21 on the car. He's up to third, and he's looking for some more. He's running the high line, and I'll tell you what, he almost got into the back of Dean Reynolds right there, getting into one. He had a run down the front stretch, and Reynolds put that 79 car right up in front of him. Now slider from Sebeski through 1 and 2. He's going to make it stick, move him up. Here comes Noah Bowman on the outside. Up on the cushion, got a little bit of a bumpy ride, but he clears and puts himself in the final transfer spot. He's got company because Pageant is trailing behind. They're all going around the high side and moving right around Satterfield. Mason Hannigan yarding these guys. He's out there at 1.6 seconds in front of all of this mayhem behind. Now Bowman up the third in front of Reynolds. Here comes Pageant. Pageant going to try to go 2 for 1 and 3 and 4. Couldn't get it done. Bowman third, Reynolds fourth. Pageant still fifth, but I think Pageant's going to have a run on the outside down the backstretch. He'll battle Reynolds here through 3 and 4. 2 to go this time by Hannigan, Sebeski, Bowman. And now Reynolds with the slider up the hill. Contact, that's a wreck. I don't know if we're going to catch a caution. They're going to get around to the white flag before we do. Hannigan first to it, 2 seconds out in front. Sebeski, Bowman, and Satterfield now back in the show. Got to hang on and keep it in front of Chatham. The 99 car going to go deep in the corner. Hannigan wins it. Sebeski's second. Bowman, Satterfield takes your transfer spots. Chatham, Reynolds, Paget, and Haddon. B-main action for you guys. So we'll probably have a couple of drivers having a chat about what transpired back there while we wait for these guys to start getting onto the grid. Let's show you that starting lineup. It'll be Bowen Smith, the 12 car on pole, and Larry Moody in the 73 will make up the other side of the front row. Rylan Gray. Great to see Rylan back. The 06 inside row 2 with Ross Corinta in the 10 on his outside. Scotty T in that 6 car. Scott Thomason. Row 3 on the inside with the 11 of Richie Gaines on his right. And then the 62 of Rory Collins and the 23 of Alex Scherzinski making up our back row this evening. I do not see Scherzinski's car. So, heat number 3, 1 heat left after this one. We've locked 8 cars in. We'll get 4 more here, and we'll get 4 more out of the next one. And then we'll be looking for 6 cars out of 2 B mains coming up here shortly. All right, 7 cars in this one. I don't know what happened to the 23. Pace truck about to get out of the way. Smith and Moody about to get us started. Bowen Smith on the loud pedal, and he'll get away clean. Here comes Rylan Gray, and Gray, really? And Gray made a move. He grabbed second on the slider right off the bat, and he's going to keep it. Moody's stuck in the middle. Corinta goes low and goes by him as well. And now Larry Moody is the bubble boy. He is going to have his hands full because Scott Thomason tucked in behind him. Richie Gaines was there for a moment, slid back a little bit. And Rory Collins is still in this thing. So right now, it's all Larry Moody trying to hang on to the fourth and final transfer spot. He's got to beat his teammate in the 6. 5 more times around. Bowen Smith is going to get a challenge here momentarily because Rylan Gray is reeling him in. Didn't close very much of that time, but he did down here in 3 and 4 on the last lap. Yeah, he made up about 3 car lengths right there. Got to get through 1 and 2 a little better. Now he closes up another car length. The battle's at the front. Gaines is going to try to go after Thomason for that 5th spot. And they are both all over Larry Moody right now. Richie Gaines looking high, cuts the car low. Not enough momentum. Not going to be clear getting into 3, but that slider line will get him there. And Richie Gaines takes over the 4th spot. So move Richie Gaines onto the bubble. Now he's getting a big gap between himself and Larry Moody as he starts to ease away. But Bowen Smith moved out on Rylan Gray. White flag this time. Ross Carinta going to make a move for 2nd. Carinta in. He's going to cut down. Bowen Smith is going to win the heat. 2nd place to Carinta. Gray, Gaines, your top 4. Moody, Thomason, Collins, and Shazinski. The remaining cars in the field. Top 4 are locked in. That means we've got half the field locked into tonight's A main as we get ready for our 4th and final heat. It's going to be Tom Ostendorf, the other 32 car in the field on the pole, and he'll have Ryan Scheidt in the 10 on his outside. Tiny Dancer Scott King, the 118 inside row 2 with Preston Cottrell in the 7 on his outside. And then a newcomer in the series, I think it says 32 on the side of the car, Caleb Curtis, next to the 24 of Josh Whiteman, and Johnny Anderson in the 17, out back for the final heat. Tom Ostendorf missed the call. So we got 332 cars in here tonight. So that is going to move Tiny Dancer, Scotty King in the 118 to the pole. Caleb Curtis up to the inside of row 2. And then Anderson up to the inside of row 3. We only have 6 cars. Tom Ostendorf missing the call for this. So our field's going to get cut down pretty quickly here. If Shazinski and Ostendorf are not in the server, that's 2 less cars for guys to have to work around in those B mains. So 6 of them in it, 4 of them automatically transfer. That means we're dropping 2 more into our B main section tonight. We should have 4, 8, 13 or 14 cars in. It's supposed to be 15, but I think somebody disconnected. I'm not sure who. A green flag is coming out. Scotty King going to make a run for the front. He's going to have it through 1, through 2. Scheidt looks to the inside, and Ryan Scheidt pulls alongside. Slider coming. Puts Scheidt to the point. Oh, a little contact. Right front left rear is Jack Anderson. Made a move. Or I'm sorry, that's Preston Cottrell in the 7 car. Cottrell falls to 2nd. Scheidt stays out front. Josh Whiteman now up to 3rd. And Scotty King sitting on the bubble. Anderson and Curtis quite a ways off the group. Cottrell leaving the top open just a little bit, and Whiteman is there to use it. Now Whiteman with the slider in 1 and 2. Cottrell right alongside. He'll throw the slider down in 3 and 4. And we're going to watch a slider battle for that second position. Meanwhile, Ryan Scheidt starting to open it up. He's half a second out in front of this battle right here. Scott King got 0.3 of a second on 5th place, Jack Anderson. As we're inside 3 laps to go. King on the bubble. And now the gap closes. Anderson with a huge run down the backstretch. He's going to slide him in 3 and 4. Move the 17 of Anderson into the final transfer spot. Oh, now contact with he and King. Caution coming out. And we'll get the drone cam for this one. So, we saw what happened. Looked like Anderson in high and tried to cut down, and King was not clear yet. Left front to right rear. That turned King to the outside wall. Put him on his lid. All righty. Scheidt, Whiteman, Cottrell, Anderson, Curtis are the top 5 right now. They're the only 5 cars on the track. Anderson's on the bubble for transfer spot. All right, back to green flag racing we go. Drama in the pits. 2 laps remaining. Oh, boys at the back, you got to wait for the guys in front to go. Scheidt held them for just a second. The boys in the back were itching to get it. Whiteman, mistake on the bottom, through to 1 and 2, and that lets Cottrell sneak by on the top side. Come around to the white flag. Whiteman hanging on to 3rd. Caleb Curtis has that final transfer spot. Can Anderson get around him down the backstretch? Oh, a little out of shape. And the 17 was there with a big run. He's going to get in there. It's going to be Scheidt, Cottrell, and Whiteman 1, 2, 3. And Anderson going to hang on for the spot. Or I'm sorry, Curtis hangs on for the spot. Anderson, King, and Ostendorf going to the B main. So let's get ready for B main number 1. All the fun, none of the payoff here. 7 cars for 3 spots. Boxell and Moody on row 1. Boyd and Thomason in row 2. Morano and Collins in row 3. And Westfall all the way out back in the 4th row by himself. He's got to pass 4 cars if he is going to make it into the A main tonight. He may not be here. Jacob Boxell may not be here either. So we may have 5 cars racing for 3 spots. Okay. All right, we're going green this time. 5 cars are racing for 3 spots. We should have listing for probably 8 cars in the second one. We may only have about 6 of those. Lights off on the pace truck. He'll duck out of the way right here. And Garrett Boyd and Larry Moody are about to get us started. Green flag, B main number 1. Boyd gets away. Moody gets away in second. It's a battle for that third and final spot. And Scott Thomason going to try to secure it and go to second. And he's going to do it around the top side. He gets Moody. Morano is coming after Moody. And Anthony Morano is going to get the spot away from Moody. So Moody, first car outside of looking in. Got to make up just a little bit of ground here. Anthony Morano may be trying to go and put Scott Thomason back in jeopardy. He thought about going to the inside in 1 and 2, had to back off, and he lost a lot of ground. But it is Boyd out in front. 9 laps remaining. Morano, Moody, Collins are your 5 cars. Moody and Collins are going to have a good race for 4th and 5th, but both of those spots, well, they're on the outside. There's only the top 3 make it into tonight's A main out of this race. Seven laps remaining. Still Boyd, Thomason, and Morano the top 3, and they've got a 1.2 second lead over 4th place. Watching to see if Morano is going to close it in or if he's going to be content to just stay there and secure his spot, not get into a battle. Just as I say that, he moves to the inside, doesn't slam the door on the slider. I think he could have pretty easily and made Thomason make a different decision there. He changes his line to give a little bit of space, it looks like. Content to ride out the last 5 laps and make a transfer spot into the 40 lap or the 30 lap A main. 22 cars tonight. 4 to go for Boyd, Thomason, and Morano. Moody not making up any ground at all. Lap time's close, but he is just a tick slower than the guys in front of him. A little bit faster than the car behind him, and he has got a gap to him of about 1.4 seconds. Thomason, Morano getting close again here as we're coming around to 2 to go. Thomason goes on the slider line. Morano stayed out wide. Now he's going to tuck in behind. Will he go for it in 1 and 2? Goes for the slider. Right up, right across the nose. Morano will take over second place. Thomason is not ready to give that up. Went way wide, but checked the car down. He made Morano make an adjustment. Didn't slow down the 32 one bit. So we'll add the back 3 rows on the inside to tonight's A main, and it'll be Boyd, Morano, and Thomason. Moody, Collins, Boxall, and Westfall are all finished for the evening, and we got one more B main before we get ready to move on to tonight's feature racing. So it'll be Chatham and Anderson on the front row, and then Reynolds and King in row 2, Paget and Ostendorf row 3, and Haddon and Trzynski scheduled for row 4. Let's see what we get out of this. I think we're going to do 5 cars again racing for 3 spots. No Ostendorf, no Haddon, no Trzynski. All right, ready to go green. 5 of our 8 scheduled make it to the starting grid. 3 will transfer in. That means we'll send 2 more cars home. 31 logged in, 22 get to race in the feature. We've had some early exits. The 98, the 99 are nose to tail right here. Anderson and Paget. Chatham, Anderson, and Paget, all 3 up front. Scott and Dean have got some work to do to get into this field tonight. They got to make some passes. All right, base car's out of the way. We are ready to go green, and there goes Gavin Chatham. Ryan Paget will go to the bottom, throw the slider. Anderson's going to try to cross that over, and I don't think there's enough grip down there. Maybe there is. What a run up the backstretch. Back out in front of Paget now, right rear to the left front. Both cars can continue. Paget can't. Paget's car. Down to the infield. His right front was broken. Scotty King moves up to second on that. Anderson and Reynolds 3 and 4. Gavin Chatham having his way out front. 2 seconds out in front of these guys. He's got to keep it together for 9 more laps. Scotty King comfortably in second. Dean Reynolds now sitting in that 3rd spot. But Johnny Anderson in the 17 right behind him. I don't know if that car has any damage or not. Their lap times look pretty identical to me. Anderson may be fighting a little bit of a handling problem, and it could be because he's towed in just a little bit on that right front. Chatham running away. It's going to be an easy one for him. He's just got to keep it on all 4s, keep it facing forward. He's got 2.5 seconds on Scott King. And now Reynolds is starting to reel Scott King in. These two got together over at Charlotte a couple of weeks ago. Reynolds will go to the high side. He takes over second. Anderson still looks like he's fighting an ill-handling car to me. 4 to go, Chatham. And Chatham is about a 1/10.5 faster than anybody else out there right now. King is still 3rd. He's got about, 1.75 seconds over Anderson. He is sitting in the bubble spot right now. He'll be the last car to make it in to tonight's feature if he can hang on and finish right here. Chatham sees 2 to go. He's committed to running that slider line down there low. 3 and 4, he'll go in the middle, come out on the high side. He'll get to the white flag. 3.7 seconds in front of Dean Reynolds, and Reynolds has got about 1.5 seconds on Scott King. So the final 3 spots belong to Gavin Chatham, Dean Reynolds, and Scott King for tonight's A main. Anderson, Paget, Ostendorf, Haddon, and Shazinski not making the show. So we'll see how long they're going to give them in the warm-up session. Finding out how long they are going to let these guys work the track down. I know we want to open it up to 2 lines of racing, and that will happen. Just when will it happen in the feature? That's dependent on how many of these guys get out here and make laps. Hannigan, Royer, Scheidt, all the Black Diamond Motorsports guys in the top 5 on the speed chart right now. That's shifting a little bit here, a little bit there. Terry Mustard, first time over here with the DSRL guys in 410 competition, and he made the show. There's Braden Eiler. Braden Eiler with multiple feature wins in DSRL competition. 360s and 410s. Trevor Royer, multi-time champion, probably about a 13 or 14-time champion in the series. Good look at the 21 of Sobeski right there. Richie Gaines. Noah Bowman, 24 car. Looks like they're going to give them a couple of minutes. Yeah, actually, as soon as I say that, they go ahead and advance the sessions. That means it is feature time tonight. 30 green flag laps. 22 drivers. And they line up like this. Braden Eiler and Mason Hannigan will be on the front row, the 5 and the 1X. Wow. That is a fun front row to watch. And Bowen Smith in the 12, Ryan Scheidt in the 10, making up row 2. Your third row being Matt Grimm in the 91, Chris Sobeski the 21, Ross Carenta in the 10, and Preston Cottrell in the 7 in row number 4. Terry Mustard, the 0, next to Noah Bowman in the other 24 car, and I think we have 3 of those in here. They make up row number 5, row 6, the 06 of Rylan Gray, and the 24 of Josh Whiteman. You'll find the defending sprint car champion DSRL all the way back in row number 7, Trevor Royer in the 90, and he's got the 55 of Robert Satterfield in his row with him. The 11 of Richie Gaines next to the 31 of the 32 of Caleb Curtis in row number 8. Row 9 is Garrett Boyd, the 21 inside, Gavin Chatham, the 99 outside. The 32 of Anthony Morano next to the 79 of Dean Reynolds. In row number 10 and row 11, well, that's the 6 of Scotty Thomason and the 118 of Tiny Dancer Scott King. That's all 22 of your starters. The 32 car of Caleb Curtis did not make the call for this 30-lap feature, so we'll start it with 21. The High Side Hustler and the Little Hurricane. It has been quite a while since I've seen that front row at DSRL. All right. 1 to go signal given. Drivers will be ready to go down here in turns 3 and 4. Big, wide racetrack. If they can survive the first 5 to 8 laps, we should go green. I don't see too many problems. Everybody in here very accomplished, capable of getting us from one end to the other with no issues. But the pace truck's out of the way. Eiler is on the throttle. Hannigan tucks in behind him. Out of 1 and 2, it's going to be Eiler. Bowen Smith is going to grab second away from Hannigan. Ryan Scheidt jumped to the high side. He's trying to go all the way to the top shelf and get third away. And at the line, he'll have it. Hannigan down on the inside. Takes the spot back, put him in the top 3. Scheidt, then Grimm, Sebeski, Corinta, Cottrell, Gray, and Whiteman are the top 10. It's a battle behind that. Bowman is right in front of the 90 of Royer. Royer goes low. Eases ahead. Caution for the first time. Anthony Morano in the 32 car going to have a problem. He and Dan Reynolds are side by side. Oh, Terry Mustard got a little loose. Yeah, got into the side, slowed car. Gavin Chatham. Gavin Chatham had a piece of that. So we'll have to see if Chatham has the car rolling. I don't know if it's rolling very good. It might be. He might be all right. Morano went into the pits to have a look and see if they could do anything with whatever damage is on that car. He got into the side of Mustard pretty good. Mustard got a little free coming out of 2. Car wiggled. He slowed up just a little bit. Got it in the middle of the track and got clobbered. So Eiler is out front. Smith, Hannigan, Scheidt, and Grimm are in the top 5. Then Sebeski, Corinta, Cottrell, Gray, and Whiteman, the top 10 right now. They should get a 1 to go. We'll start doubling up. Actually, the lights are out. We're going single file. I think that's typical here. Still 27 laps to go. Eiler looking for the start button. He finds it. Little wiggle out of Bowen getting going there. Bowen Smith able to grab it back up. He's got to run through 2 and he can't get to the outside of Eiler till we get to 3 and 4, and Eiler goes with the slider line. Going to be a battle at the front. Bowen Smith pulls alongside. He leads that lap. Bumps the curb down in 1 and 2. Car got out of shape, but he'll maintain the point into 3 and 4. Eiler and Hannigan behind. Scheidt about 10 car lengths back. Hannigan and Eiler side by side. Hannigan inside. Eiler high side. Eiler will keep the spot for now. Out of 4. Second position was in a battle. Now Ryan Scheidt is looking to go top shelf and take away 3rd from his teammate Mason Hannigan. Hannigan right now riding a 3-in-a-row win streak in the 360s. Trying to make another win at Knoxville. Notched into the list here tonight in the 410s. Got his work cut out for him. He's trailing Eiler, he's trailing Smith, and he's got Scheidt all over him. And that sounded a lot worse than it actually is. Braden Eiler now going back after Bowen Smith. He got right to the push bar there in 1 and 2. As we're coming around, it's going to be 21 laps remaining in the top 2 contesting this spot pretty heavily. Third place isn't done being contested either. Scheit isn't giving up on that high line. Hannigan's working the bottom. This time, Bowen Smith goes wide in 3 and 4, and he gets a little bit of an opening. Down low in 1 and 2, up high in 3 and 4, and he opened up the gap to about 6, 7, 8 car lengths now. Grimm is still 5th, comfortably over Carinta, Sebeski, and Gray. Whiteman is 9th, and Royer is 10th, and Trevor Royer around the high side. We know he loves to rip the lip. One of the best at it. He'll work to the high side down the backstretch. He moves into 9th. Meanwhile, Eiler now has gotten off the bottom, down in 3 and 4. He's still giving up space to the leader. Slider line for him this time. He closes it up momentarily. Smith has a problem, gets in the rough stuff. Ryan Scheit now has gotten around Mason Hannigan temporarily. Put him 3rd. Man Hannigan 4th. Grimm is 5th. That time Hannigan almost jumped all the fluff and went into the fence down there in 3 and 4. Coming to the halfway mark. Smith still out in front. And Hannigan's car just looks really tight center off at both ends of the track right now. He's really having to wait for it down on the bottom in 1 and 2, and in 3 and 4 it kind of takes off right about there. He cuts it down this time and doesn't let it stay up there. Oh, Ryan Scheit with a big problem, and Scheit gets into the fence. Grimm will go by. There goes Carinta. That'll open things up a little bit and put a big gap between 3rd and 4th, and Bowen Smith now in traffic. He's caught Anthony Morano. He'll put Morano a lap down. Morano 19th. Eiler still in 2nd. Now Hannigan starting to close in. The high side hustler working the top side. Now cuts it through the middle and off the exit. He'll get to the lap car of Morano here. Right out of turn number 2, he'll squeak by on the top. Hannigan's going to have to pick a line. He wanted to go to the bottom, I think, and can't because Morano is right there. Now he'll go way wide out of 4, and he gets right alongside. Couldn't get the nose to the inside and move Eiler up the hill. We were 10 to go that time. Bowen Smith now lapping Scott Thomason. We'll come around. It's 9 to go. Eiler up on the cushion now, up on the fence. Caution coming out. And he crashed that car a couple of times here. Oh, got it up, caught the big bump, and it just shoved the car up, and he went right into the fence. Pushed him up and over everything. And that'll slow things down after a good green run there. We went from lap 3 to lap 21, about 18 laps. Bowen Smith showing the way. Mason Hannigan up to 2nd. Ross Carinta into that podium spot in 3rd. Grimm and Scheit 4-5. Scheit was up there running 2nd, 3rd, and he did the same thing that Eiler did. Got the car up over the fluff and into the rough stuff. So he'll have a chance to regroup. He needs to pick up about 3 spots if he wants to get onto the podium. He sits in 5th. Sebeski, Royer, Whiteman, Gray, and Reynolds are the top 10 right now. Then Bowman, Chatham, Satterfield, Cottrell, King, and I think Garrett Boyd might have problems. He might be done. Yeah, it looks like 21 car parked in the infield. So we'll get him single filed up. Pace car has got the lights off. He'll disappear down here in turn number 4. And we'll see if we can get 7 green flag laps in. Put this one to bed. Dope. All right, pace truck's out of the way. Bowen Smith instantly on the loud pedal. And he did not shake Hannigan at all right there. Now looks like he's opening it up a little down the backstretch. Out of 2. Carinta hanging on to 3rd. Grimm and Scheidt going at it for 4th. Scheidt trying to recover from a mistake. Fell out of the top 3. He's back to 5th. We're going close to the front because Smith is up top. Hannigan was down on the bottom. They both made a big mistake. Hannigan caught the curb, and Smith caught a big clump of dirt coming out of 4 and got the car out of shape. The wave lap coming around this time. 5 to go. And Matt Grimm is going around the high side. He's going to put himself on the podium. Carinta not quite done just yet. Good run into the corner. Not quite as good coming out, and the gap opens back up. Sebeski with a late run. He's in 5th and trying to go forward. Scheidt's still there. Here comes Royer. There's Whiteman. All inside the top 8 right now. Smith, 0.6 of a second and holding. He'll come around. He'll see. 2 flags held upright. The 2 to go signal. Can he hold on? I think it'll be his first win in DSRL competition, and it'll come in the Outlaw Series. White flag this time, and Hannigan has closed it up a couple of tenths. Mistake from Hannigan. That should seal the deal. Bowen Smith to the high side of 3 and 4. He'll come out of turn number 4. Checkered flag waving. Bowen Smith going to victory lane at Knoxville. Mason Hannigan 2nd. Matt Grimm 3rd. Carinta and Sebeski 4 and 5. So get our top 3 around and talk to them here momentarily. Scheidt was 6th, Reynolds 7th, Chatham 8th, Satterfield in 9th, 10th was King, 11th Bowman, Boyd in 12th, Whiteman 13th, Cottrell 14th, Royer was 15th, Morano 16th, Gray 17th, 18th was Eiler, Thomason 19th, Gaines 20th, Mustard 21st, and Caleb Curtis scored in the 22nd spot. So let's find our drivers. It'll take them a moment to get over here. While we wait for them, let me remind you about tomorrow night. One more time, 8:30 Eastern, about 8:15, 8:30 Eastern, live for the ERA Pavement Late Model Stock Car Series. They kick off a new season. And then Wednesday night, same time, we'll have the Midwest Truck Series at Lime Rock. Here we go. I don't know why those guys are all in there together, but Matt Grimm. Matt Grimm, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
Well, it looked like it was a fun one, kind of a tough one, but you're going to come home on the podium in third here tonight at Knoxville. How was the feature?
Oh, I felt real good up top. It was a little crazy with that cushion here, but if you could hit it right, it was fast, and luckily it never caught me too bad. It came close a couple of times, though.
Well, it looked like a couple of spots, especially in 1 and 2 there from about the center off. If you got the right rear maybe an inch or two too far out, it looked like a bucking Bronco going through there.
Oh, yeah, there's places where it seems like it's taller than this car, but you just got to kind of hold on and go for it. I'm not very good at running the bottom here.
Yeah, it didn't look like there was a whole lot left at the bottom. Maybe 1 and 2 there was a little bit, but not a ton. But still, man, a great run. You're going to come home third here tonight. Give me some shout-outs, some thank yous before we let you get out of here.
Yeah, just thanks to everybody over at Aero Sim Sports for all the work we put in, and especially Ashton for building these sets. And just, man, I'm glad to be on this team. And been fast these last couple of weeks, and looking forward to see where this season goes.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on a great run. I'll look forward to seeing you back either in the 360s, in 2 weeks, or no, back in the 410s in 2 weeks. 360s are off next Monday, so we'll see you in 2 weeks in the 410s.
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right, that's Matt Grimm. He finishes third tonight. And now, let's move on. Talk a little bit of racing with a guy that had a shot to win this thing, and I don't know. We're going to ask him, was it his mistakes? Did the track get away from him, or what was the deal out there, Hannigan? Because we kind of expected you to go to the front.
Jackass. I just sucked. Really.
Well, I saw you.
I needed to stop hitting the berm, and I can't see the berm here because I don't know what it is. Like, we used to be able to run the berm, and now you can't run the berm. You hit the thing, and it throws you 10 foot off into the racetrack. So.
Yeah, we saw that a couple of times, man, and I was curious because I know you either want to run right on the ragged edge up top or right down against the ragged edge on the inside, but I have never seen you personally catch that inside berm that many times in 30 laps.
No, I mean, I typically hit it the way I was hitting it, and fucking I don't know what happened or what, but you cannot hit that thing because it's like you hit it and it throws you 10 foot into the middle of the racetrack, and it's just like, come on, like this ain't even close. So. Yeah, I don't know.
How slick was the track tonight? Because it looked like guys either had to go right to the fence or down there by the berm. There was no middle groove here like we're kind of used to seeing in 3 and 4 there.
I think the middle's gone. I don't know why. I think you just make too much speed, like through the bottom or entering on the top and run into the curb and stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how Bone made the top in 3 and 4 work. That thing was insane. Like, I could make it work, but I needed to stay off of it and kind of like run into it getting off. But thing would pull the nose into the fence off the 4, and I'm like, I can't continue to do this. And then when Braden had that caution, I figured I had to go run the bottom 3 and 4 just to try something different. And I felt like I was genuinely faster. I couldn't make 2 laps to save my own ass there. So yeah, I'm pretty frustrated with myself there in that one. Probably the first time I've ever done that to myself, and you can't win them all, but I felt like I should have won that one. I think a lot of it has to do with the start too. I messed the startup. I got in behind Braden there, and I went to the top thinking maybe it would work, and Bone got around. So for me, it's like, for me, first lap aggression is everything, and if you're the one setting the pace, then it's going to be hard for somebody to get around you. So, and that's what Bone did. I mean, he got out front there, and Braden was pretty fast early, and then I think he started to fade a little bit, and I was okay, and then I think I got better by the end. I just couldn't hit the bottom to save my own ass, and I had the wing pulled back in the restart, and I sucked. So we had to push that thing back forward. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm a little frustrated, as you could probably tell.
Well, we're going to give you 2 weeks off to come back in the 410s and talk about it because 360s are off next week. So you'll have 2 weeks to think about that before we bring you back in the big car, man.
No, I can't. I ain't thinking about it anymore. We're passing off.
All right, that sounds like a plan.
About it now. I talked about it, so now I'm done thinking about it.
Well, that's a great attitude to have. It means you won't make the same mistakes next time, man. Give me some shouts, some thank yous before we let you head out tonight.
Yep, Black Knight Motorsports, Team SBR, Velocity Race Designs, Tim Sims, and thanks for old Roger putting this deal on, and yeah, we're just clicking away.
All right, my man. Congrats on another solid run. We'll look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks back here in the big car.
Thanks, sir.
That is the Little Hurricane, Mason Hannigan. He finishes in second, and now let's talk to a driver I cannot recall putting Bowen Smith in victory lane in DSRL competition before. He may remember if he has won a race, but I think this is a breakthrough for you, Mr. Bowen.
Yeah, I don't know. I might have lost track if I have or haven't, but it definitely feels good to be in victory lane, that's for sure.
Well, we know how hard it is to win one of these over here at DSRL, so you're going to get it done tonight. You got it done in what didn't look like the easiest fashion, but, man, you barely had a challenge once you got to the front.
Yeah, I got to say comfortable was the name of the car because I felt real comfortable all race long. I felt like I didn't make many mistakes, and when I did, I just missed the bottom, if like any. And the car felt really fast, really good. I felt like the track worked in really well, especially for my favor. But, man, that car felt real good.
Yeah, it looked like if you bumped the curb on the bottom, it shot you out into the middle of the track. But then if you got up to the top and got just a tiny bit too far over, you were going for a little bit of a ride, but it didn't seem to slow you down one bit all night long.
Oh, yeah, that comes with a lot of experience running here over a few years of being on iRacing and just getting it down, getting a lot of time and practice pays off, as you could see.
Well, did you know after the last restart how close Hannigan was there for quite a few laps?
Out of 2, I kept looking down at the relative. I think the closest he got was like 0.3 tenths of a second, which is like right there. I mean, he was on me. But like I was really just trying to focus on me, not making mistakes. I knew that if I just kept nailing out the laps that I'd been running, I knew before the yellow I'd stretched out a pretty big lead. I had like a second and a half on second, and so I knew I had the line. I just had to execute, and that's what I went out and did.
Well, an awesome run, and you executed perfectly. You come home in victory lane tonight. Shout-outs, thank yous, and we'll let you go celebrate your first DSRL win.
I got a shout-out to Chad Griggs for always being there helping me with everything. And thank you guys for the broadcast, and DSRL for putting on the race.
All right, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for chatting with us, and congrats on the win.
All right, thank you.
That is your winner tonight, Bowen Smith. Picking up his first win in DSRL. To my knowledge, and I've been running this thing for about 8 years, and I cannot remember him ever being in victory lanes. So congrats to him. It is a big deal to win at DSRL, for sure. So that is going to do it for us tonight, guys. Another great night of racing. Knoxville always puts on a pretty good show, and tonight was no exception. 2 cautions in that 30 laps. Looks like about 19 of our 22 cars finished the race. So awesome racing. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night and Wednesday, and then join us here Monday night next week where the Spice It Up in the USA 75 lapper with the big block modifieds, Jess and Jim's Steakhouse. We're going to be giving away some Midwest barbecue equipment, rubs and spices to our winner next week, along with some other prizes. You never know. You better tune in. You better say hi in the chat because you never know when we give away fan prizes. So make sure you're here for that. Every time you're around, make sure you say hi. Like, share, and follow over on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube, Twitch, and Trovo. We'll see you every time we go live. Till we see you the next time. Thank you all for being here. There is no reason for us to do it without you. Without the awesome leagues giving us great racing like we saw here tonight, it's nothing for us to cover. So high fives and pats on the back all the way around. Keep the rough side facing down. Keep it dirty at all times. Peace and love to y'all.